Okay, so a few of you are still have trouble with IXL objective AA.2, so we're going to go over a few things to help you understand everything a little better. So if you have the equation where y equals mx plus b, what you're going to notice is the m is always going to be your slope and the b is going to be the y-intercept, okay? So in other words, if you had a line and it crossed right here on the 2, keep in mind mine's not a straight line. I'm just going to put me a point right here. Okay, so if my line crossed the point at the 2, the b or the y-intercept would be 0 and 2. So that is where I would put my first point at. Okay. Now to do like for this one, the y-intercept is -6 on this one. So on this one, the b would be the -6 right here. Okay, so that would be order pair 0, -6. So what I do is I come over here and I put a point right here on 0 and -6. Then I would use my slope right here. This is the slope right here. It tells me how many to go up. It tells me to go up 1, 2, 3, and over 2. So then I could put a point right there. Okay. Then I would use my line tool and I would draw the line. So hold on just a second. I'll show you what that looks like on. Okay, so once again you would put your first point because remember the y-intercept is 0, -6. So you put your point there. Then your slope says to go up 3. So you go up 1, 2, 3. And it says to go to the right 2. So you go 1, 2. Okay? Click that button. Now you'll notice again that this equation here is also y-intercept form. So if you look at it again, you'll notice that the y-intercept on here would be +2. So remember your first point will be at 0, 2. So come up, you had to click this one so it come out to be your purple one. So you click it on 0 and +2. Then it says to go down 5 because there's a negative there. So you go down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you go to the right 2. And you click it right there. Then all you had to do was to put in the order pair where the 2 intersect. Where the 2 intersect, that would be +2. So type in your 2. Then it's coming down 1, 2, 3, so that would be -3. So you just put -3. All right, then that should get that would be your point or the solution to these 2 equations here by graphing it. So hit your submit button. Now let's look at another one. Okay, this one, you have the equations. Let's just scroll down here because you'll see them down here too. Because there is not, as you can see, there is not a b on this one because it just has y equals the m plus your x. There's no b because there's no b there. That means there's 0. Okay, if there's no b, that's 0b. So you'll start out with on the origin or 0, 0. And it says your slope is to go up 3. 1, 2, 3, and over 1 because that's the same thing as 3 over 1. Okay? Alright, so you leave that equation there. Click your other one. And you notice this one, the y-intercept here is -5. So remember that's that order pair 0 and -5. So you come down to -5, click it. And it also has a negative slope of 2. So remember that's the same thing as -2 over 1. So you're going to go down 1, 2, and over to the right 1, and you will click your button. Then as you can see right here, where the 2 of them intersect, that is going to be your solution. So if you look at it, it would be -1, and it goes down 1, 2, 3. So it would be -3. -1, -3 would be your solution, because that is the point in which the 2 lines intersect. Alright, so then you just hit your enter. Okay, and let's try another one. This one here gives you 2 more equations. This one, like I said, is in the form of slope-intercept form. So you got y equals, the slope is 5, 6 times your x, and your b or your y-intercept would be 0 and -1. So you click on that equation, and you go up to 0 and -1, put your point there. Now this time your slope's positive, so you have to go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 6. Okay, so that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Put your point there. Now let's look at your other equation. It just says y equals 4. There is no slope to this line. It just says y equals 4. So if y equals 4, you just come up to 4. You got to click the button first, so you have your other equation. Come up to 4. Put your point there, okay, and make you another point, okay, because it's just going to be a straight flat line because there's no slope. They got a 0 slope. Now if you notice, you already can see what you're intersecting is. Where they intersect, that is your solution. So your solution on this, you went 6 on the x, so type in a 6, and your y, you went 4 up, okay, so you click on the 4. Alright, then hit your submit button, and we got another one right. Okay, let's do another one. We'll do one more just to make sure everybody has it. So let's look at our equations down here. As you can see, this is your green one's my first one. Remember, my y-intercept here would be 0 and -7. So I just click on my green, so I go 0, -7, put my point there. Then it says to go up 1, that's my slope, and over 5 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I just click it, put my point, and if you look at this one, remember when I told you the variable always stands for 1? That means this is going down -1, okay? But once again, our b on this one would be 0 and -1, so that's where I'm going to start first. We'll always start with your b, or your y-intercept. That was be 0 and -1, so put your point there. And because it says it's going down, remember the variable stands for 1, but it's -1, so we're going down 1 and over 1, just like that. And as you see, if I have a point where they intersect, so that's our solution. So on the y, it looks like it intersects at the 5, so we type a 5 in, and it looks like we went down how many negative? -6 on for the y. So we'll type that in, and that should be our solution for this one. Okay? All right, I'm going to show you one more just to make sure we all have it, because it has another one that I want to make sure you understand what to do. All right, so remember, what is our b here? It should be 0 and 5, so that's our starting point. So we click on the 0, 5. All right, then our slope said what? Oh, it's a negative slope. Oh, my line is already going on me. So remember, it says go down 1 and over 1. That's what a negative x means. Okay? Then we're going to click the other one. Remember, it's just 3. There is no slope on that. It has 0 slope, but it's giving us a y-intercept, which would be +3. So we just click on +3, and we just click another point on where it become, your line will be straight, flat line, okay? And as you can see, we do have an intersection, so there is a solution to this. So we went over 2 on our x. Then for our y, we came up 3, so our y should be 3. Okay, so 2, 3 would be the solution to this problem. Okay, all right. Let me see. Let's look at this one too. Okay, so we got y equals x plus 1. Remember, our b, or our y-intercept, would be 0 and 1, so it would be +1, 0 would be our y-intercept. In our slope, it just says x, so remember that's just 1, so that means it's going up 1 over 1. Then put your point there. Okay, now let's look at this one. Do you remember what I told you? If there isn't no b, it should go through the origin, or 0, 0. So we're going to start at 0, 0 with the green. So I'm going to click my point there. Now I have to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. And I have to go over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Then if you notice, there is an intersection right back here at the bottom of the line. So even though it's on the bottom, that's still our solution. So our y value, it goes -4. So make sure you put your negative in. And let me see, the x value is -4, excuse me. It's because it goes first on x, -4, and then it's going down 3, so that's going to be -3 on the y. Okay, so our solution of this would be -4, -3. That's where the two lines intersect. Okay, so go ahead and try some more of these on your own now. I hope this helped you.